As soon as senior expedition started, I started searching about my topic. But I didn't actually go and look for articles. Why? Because I was looking for experts to interview and to get the most ideas I could get. So, through my senior expedition, I actually interviewed 5 experts. I went to Miss Dunn and I asked her, "Do you know anybody that's a hacker?" She took her time, and then later on, she actually told me that she may know somebody. She got me in touch with one of her graduate friends from Catholic University. He worked as a senior consultant at Booz Allen Hamilton. His name is Ryan Gallagher. He has many certifications on Java, coding, C++, etc. And we started this conversation, and then we set a time to actually have an interview at his office in Booz Allen Hamilton building, all the way in Falls Church, Virginia. An interview that he was in a group called Nova Hackers, which is a group of ethical hackers who get together once a month and actually look for issues on the security network of websites and stuff like that, and they go and fix it. And that's basically what they do on those meetings. And sometimes they just go and like talk about some new products and stuff like that. And he's really amazing, humble person for what he does. At Booz Allen Hamilton, he works in the traffic control systems of airports, stuff like that, and the databases of the websites of some organizations from the government. So right after I finished with the interview with my first expert, I went home and I started searching for another expert to try to see the point of view from the government. In the web, I did find some people, but they didn't respond again. So I went to my friends and started telling them, and Laydeen Escobar got me in touch with Charles Brick. He's a STEM coordinator in Fairfax County. Also, he's a software engineer and ex-CIA agent. So right after we started talking over the email with Charles Brick, we established that we were gonna meet at Starbucks in Crystal City. Me and my friend Miguel went and interviewed him, and as soon as we started talking about hacking, it was quite funny how the people started like sliding to other tables, moving to other tables, and get away from the table that we were in. Because we were talking about hacking, it was quite shocking because we were not even hacking. I didn't have my computer out by that time, and I see the people moving around. Then we start talking about government issues and how to resolve it, and how the government is supporting teenagers to become in the STEM field. So after I had my 2 experts, I thought I was done, but when they say product, I decided to build up a drone. Because hackers, they just not people who actually go and hack software, they also hack into hardware. So I took a RC toy from CVS and transformed it into a drone. When I was building their drone, I ran with some difficulties like electricity distribution and controlling systems and frequencies, etc. I wanted to ask somebody else, and then I started asking people. And Leila Corcoran, she's a teacher from lower school, and also she's one of the staff members that runs the writing center with Miss Simmons. She got me in touch with her neighbor, Jordan Engel. He's a drone expert. So he told me how the remote control works and how I could incorporate cameras and product how it was at first, and he gave me some ideas that I could incorporate. The reason I went was because I burned up the receiver of my drone because I connected too positive, so I burned it up. So I went to him to ask where I could buy a new receiver. So he gave me a reference of Hobby Hangar in Chantilly, Virginia. He gave me actually a RC helicopter that could take part to put on my drone, and I actually did. I took some part from the helicopter he gave me, and I put those parts on my drone, and I modified a little bit more in order to improve it. So right after I interviewed Jordan, he actually gave me the privilege of putting some glasses on that actually allows me to see whatever the drone was seeing. And he started flying, and it was super amazing to see how small we look from the air, because the drone had a camera and I was able to see through the camera using the glasses he gave me. And he started flying the drone around his neighbor, and it was really amazing to see. Then on, I left his house. I went to my house. I started searching where Hobby Hangar was, and I found out that it was an hour and 45 minutes from my house. So I got my friends Miguel, Cortillo, Markel, and another friend, and we went to Chantilly, Virginia, to Hobby Hangar at the next day. After an hour and 40 minutes that I drove all the way to Chantilly, Virginia, I got into Hobby Hangar. As soon as I walked in, people in the shop were amazed by my drone and actually started asking me questions how I did it. So then I went to the sellermen in the store and asked them for receivers that are the same brand and model that I have for my drone, and they didn't have it. They told me to buy online, and I didn't have time to actually go and buy it. So I was running with so many difficulties with my drone that I was wondering if somebody in the shop could help me to resolve those issues. So the owner of the shop, actually, he contacted Tony Malames, who is the president of Rotor Birds, which is an organization that actually builds up drones and improves drones, and they actually teach people how to fly drones, etc. He also Tony Malames is an enterprise architect at U.S. federal government. He came from his house to meet me, and we started talking about my drone and my ideas, and he was giving me so many ideas and telling me basically to buy parts that I could incorporate. I bought a lot of parts that he recommended me, and as soon as I got home, I was integrating the parts he recommended me, and then I actually changed the whole wire system of my drone, and it was quite amazing because all the little parts that he told me to buy were super useful. So as soon as I fixed my drone, I took it to the school and I started trying it, how it works in school. At my house was working amazing, but then at school I started running with some problems with the radio frequencies. So then on, Miss Simmons told me that her husband was a satellite engineer. She established an interview with both of us, and he came to school. His name is George. We started talking about frequencies, and he told me that the less the frequencies is, the better it is for the drone, because the radio frequencies can go through walls and doors and stuff like that. Because I was gonna change the frequency of the transmitter, of the receiver and transmitter from the wheel systems, because I thought that was the higher it gets, the better it is. And he told me that was not true, because I have a 2.7 gigahertz for the camera and I have a 49.49 megahertz for the wheels. He told me that it's way better to have a low frequencies, and frequency doesn't mean range. They told me that they actually run a 2.7 gigahertz satellite, which is quite amazing because it's super low, and supposedly it's the best that is working right now with 2.7 gigahertz. With the old ideas he gave me, I tried to improve my drone. I changed the antennas, I did all the modifications, and I came out with a drone I currently have. Those were my 5 experts. So now I'm going to proceed to answer the questions. How can I get a 35 years old black hat hackers to become ethical hacker? Well, it's not easy, because 35 years old black hat hackers, he has spent most of his lifetime doing black hat hacking and not doing ethical hackers. it's a big difference having a 15 years old black hat hackers, because you can persuade them using media and other sources. By 35 years old, it's quite a little bit more hard, so therefore they need to have harder ways to get their attention to become ethical hackers. One of the main factors that actually is getting all the black hat hackers to become ethical hackers is after they go to jail. Kevin Mitnick, Fiber Optic, and many other hackers, they had to go to jail in order for them to become ethical hackers, because when they got into jail, they realized that being a black hat hacker were not gonna take them anywhere in life. So right after they get out, they actually develop companies and organizations and consulant's office and for secure network and stuff like that. So I think one of the factors that actually can push black hat hackers to become ethical hackers is in the hard way, by getting them, send them to jail, and sometimes meditation is one of the factors that actually converts people into the ethics works flow. Government should find a way to get the black hat hackers and have some type of workshops where they explain what are the benefits if they convert into ethical hacking. A clear example of this is the FBI. They trying to get all the certified hackers, even though they are black hat hackers, they wanted to get them to work for them. And the government should open more opportunities for these hackers, and because before they got into companies and government, they have to sign a paper, has agreement that they are willing to follow the rules by the companies, and they wouldn't reveal secret information to other organizations. So therefore the government should open more opportunities to black hat hackers, certified hackers, to work for them. That way they can convert into the ethical hackers. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to do this video as a compensation of the 5 minutes that I didn't do on my presentations. Hopefully this video made the standards that you were requesting. Thank you so much, and see you in the future. If you need any help with the tech side, just let me know. I might be willing to help you.